All right now.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Chiefs Kingdom
live.
They want it. They want it.
Now, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. You go get it.
That's a different cheer right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce.
Do it live!
Let's go!
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go!
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would, real quick, before you forget, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe turn on notifications so we don't miss you when the show starts. Maybe tell some friends, tell some family members, help spread the word, tell some Chiefs fans. We'd really appreciate that. We got an awesome show lined up. The season is in 2 days for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't believe they've landed in Brazil yet, but they should be getting close if my math is any good. So getting ready to touch down in Brazil. Interestingly enough, when the Chargers landed in Brazil earlier, the airport had no power. Maybe that's an omen for the Chargers. It's going to be a long Friday night, but we're going to talk everything Chiefs, player projections. We're going to give our final record predictions. We're going to talk about all the headlines and the stories and the big matchups. Anything else you all want to talk about, make sure you throw up a comment or question there in the chat. We'll do our best to get to it. Before we get into it, fellas, I mean, how ready are you for Chiefs football, Bo?
Guys, football's tomorrow. I know it's not Chiefs football tomorrow.
You're right.
I know it's NFL tomorrow, but hey, Chiefs 2 days away. NFL is tomorrow. The wait is over. I never thought the offseason would end and we're just coming up with just pointless topics to talk about. Now we actually have substance here. I am excited. No, dude, I'm thrilled. I think we're going to have a high-flying, high-scoring offense. I think we're going to have a smash-mouth, in-your-face defense and special teams to boot. I'm really excited about this year. Nick, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, dude, really excited. Like you said, football starts tomorrow. That said, if you're going to participate in the CKL Pick'em League, make sure you get your picks in. Don't miss those first couple of games because there's a Thursday and a Friday night game. Dude, so the Chargers landed and there's no power. I mean, it's pretty funny, right?
Right. Yeah, it could be an omen. We'll see. I like how Bo was able to kind of predict the future in the intro there with Justin Herbert slamming his helmet into the bench. I have a feeling you're going to be seeing some of that Friday in Brazil. We're going to talk about that game here pretty quick. Yeah, man, like I don't know. Maybe it's being in the moment, but I'm so ready for this season. Just after the way, maybe it was kind of like this too after the Tampa Bay Super Bowl loss, right? All the haters and all the naysayers were out there chirping and picking against the Chiefs and saying the dynasty was over and Patrick and them, had fallen back to earth and the Bucs exposed them and blah, blah, blah. And they went on to play another AFC Championship game, went back-to-back Super Bowls after that. So it's not all doom and gloom. I'm so ready to watch Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and the guys just go out there and remind everybody of who exactly they are, right? I mean, Nick, how much is there to prove this year before we kind of start talking about the players and whatever? I mean, is there anything for the Chiefs to prove? Can they prove anything? Does that really matter? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I heard somebody say it best that the only people that Patrick's chasing now are legends, right? So there's something to prove that that he's going to have the longevity. And they've got a chip on their shoulder. We might get into some of the things that people have said that may give them a little bit of ammunition, inside and outside the league. But I just think every year they come into this with like, we've got something to prove, but especially after just that beatdown in the Super Bowl, like, yeah, definitely they got embarrassed in front of the world. And so now they've got to prove that like the dynasty isn't over, right? They've got to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. I mean, they had a lot of people saying that, they had the refs and they won fluky games. And so I think that they're walking in this year feeling like they got a lot to prove. I mean, to us, to the fans, like they have nothing to prove. I mean, I've got the newspapers on my wall, you know what I mean? So like they don't have anything to prove to me. But I feel like they've got things that they want to prove. So,
Bo, Chiefs have anything to prove? I mean, they got anything to show the world out there, or is that just noise and they know who they are? I mean, what do you think about all the talk and what they might have to prove to everybody?
you're on mute, Joseph.
Sorry about that. I'll figure this out one year. I mean, it's only been a couple now, 4 years. I'll figure it out. It's wild to me though, how one game can just defeat what you did all season, and rightfully so. We got it handed to us in the Super Bowl. But I'm not asking the league to come in and just glaze us over and just talk about us nonstop. Oh, we're so great. But the level of disrespect I'm seeing in the media is just wild. And I at the end of the day, it's all for clicks, but it's just so wild because you see people. We were talking about this a little bit before the show. You see people like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and like true goats of the position talking about like how amazing Patrick Mahomes is at his position, like one of a kind, generational player. And you have all these talking heads. I mean, I know that we're one of those guys, but we kind of give the respect when it's due. Just like saying like dynasty's over and Patrick Mahomes has lost a step, Travis Kelce's aged out of the league, and like it's just wild that we just like the disrespect that the Chiefs get. And so like, yeah, I think they got something to prove. I got something to think, hey man, we're still the guys. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, we've been to every AFC championship game in the past 8 years. So like we're still the guys. And so I think that, yeah, they're ready to shut some talking heads up for sure.
Yeah. Look, saying that they have something to prove, I feel like maybe it's been more this year with like you were talking about, Bo, with like the disrespect and the prediction of the downfall. Some of that's Chiefs fatigue, which has just gradually gotten worse and worse, right? And more every year that they've continued to dominate the NFL. But I mean, you got Joe Montana out there now, kind of like throwing some shade. And I don't know that was his point, but I mean, talking about he would pick 3 or 4 different guys ahead of Patrick Mahomes to start his franchise if he was starting a team. We love Joe. Don't get us wrong,
man.
Especially Bo, who he started out as a Joe Montana fan. That's what brought him to Chiefs Kingdom. He followed Joe here and never left. So, but yeah, like they don't need to prove anything, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to go out there and try to prove some stuff to some other people. Patrick Mahomes was picked 5th in the NFL 100. Okay, his stats were down last year, but last time I checked, him and his team still had the best record in the National Football League. They still won the conference championship game at home and went to the Super Bowl, So stats can be misleading. A lot of times you've heard people say the only stat that matters is in the win and loss column, right? Do you win the game? We've talked about whether or not stats are a quarterback or a wins and losses or quarterback stats or not. And there's some good points on both sides of that. But yeah, look, I think you're going to see the Chiefs try to get back to where they're at. Good to see you, Jeremy. And I don't know that necessarily, like I said, they have to prove anything. But they're going to go out there and they're going to try to get the high-flying offense back. Patrick's talked about wanting to push the ball down the field and try to get the big plays going again. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything to prove with this team, but I think they're going to go out and prove some of the haters wrong, right? It's not even like Patrick Mahomes needs to go out and prove that he can lead like the top offense in the NFL, or he can throw the ball down the field and they can air it out. I mean, he wants to, right? And that makes the game easier.
Yes, sir, JT.
Man, JT's in the house. I'm hoping
No, I
you're.
mean, like, yeah, prove is like a weird word to use because I mean,
too.
yeah, they're not proving anything, but man, I know they want to shut a lot of people up, man. Like,
yeah,
the talk for the past 2 years about the Chiefs is how not, I don't want to say insignificant, but like how lackluster they've been. Right, they've been very productive, but they're just not as high flying. The stat that always gets thrown around is average pass down the field, right? Like it was like, I think the past 2 years was like 7 or 8 yards or so, whereas the previous years before that for Patrick Mahomes was well like in the tens, maybe even in the teens. So I think they do want to get back to that, but like, yeah, prove it to who, right? Like themselves, like we're the champs, like, or not the Super Bowl champs, but the AFC champs, like running until somebody can like take us down. Like, yeah, it proves a weird word in this situation.
right. I mean, I guess we could just kind of start. We were talking about Patrick Mahomes. Nick, what do you expect to see out of Patrick, man, this year? How successful you think they'll be pushing the ball down the field? I mean, if the preseason is any indication, it's going to look pretty good for them. Rashee Rice being out the first 6 games is obviously not going to help that. But Patrick, I mean, how good and how motivated do you think he is this season?
Yeah, I think he's a guy that comes in every year feeling like he's got to reprove himself. I mean, I know that we say, well, they don't have anything to prove. Absolutely accurate. I feel like at the end of every season, they wipe all the pieces off the board and they completely start over again. And it's like, all right, like, can you do it again? Can you do it with a new group of guys? Can you do it with an ever-changing cast, right? It's like not the same team anymore. Like they only really ever had that team. Now they have the same core guys, but they only really ever have that team like for a very small period of time, not even really a full season if you count like when people get traded and stuff like that in the season. So it's like, okay, like, can you do it again? And so I feel like you're going to see him really pushing the ball down the field. He's going to have like a sense of urgency to prove that he's the premier guy. Being voted, the 5th best player in the league. And I know that how all that works. But like when you've been to 3 straight Super Bowls, right? You've been to 7 straight AFC championships. You've won 3 Super Bowls. You've got 2 MVPs and you're getting your peers voted as like being ahead of you that have accomplished virtually none of that. It's got to be something that you just like, at least for the first few games of the season, has got to be an extra motivating factor. So I think you're going to see Patrick, I don't know he'll get to 5,000 yards, but he's probably going to be close to 5,000 yards passing this year. It looks like Brown is fully healthy, which is going to be, really good for us with Rice out, that, we're not experiencing injuries in suspensions. So like our top 2 guys, again, where we're going to have a thin wide receiving core. And I think that you've got an offensive coordinator and a head coach that really want to like open up the downfield passing game, because the defenses have started playing for the underneath stuff and being like, well, like we'll dare you to throw downfield. And so hopefully he's like, all right, bet, like fucking I have to wait for you guys to do that, right? So I'm expecting big things from Patrick this year.
Yeah, 1 high safety. We saw that albeit it was preseason, but it was the Bears starting defense against the Chiefs starting offense. And they had 1 high safety out there, which I don't feel like we've seen teams play against the Chiefs in at least, 3 years. And Tyquan Thornton burned him for a big play. Bo, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, what do you think his stat lines look like? How good do you think he comes out and plays this year, man?
So I feel like there's a couple caveats to what I feel like he's going to play. I feel like he's going to play excellent this year, right? But like that's really dependent, obviously, on his O-line, right? So we've done some maneuvers. We got Josh Simmons. We got who do we got? Who do we throw in there at guard? Sumatiia, right?
Yeah.
Kingsley, right? And so like it's just a little unproven, right? So this first game is going to be a good test to see like where they hold, and that's going to be really dependent on that stat line. Teams, this is such a copycat league. They saw that Super Bowl, and it's blood in the water for all these teams, right? Just sharks swimming around like, oh, where is this, right? So, like, I bet you we were going to see that O-line get tested hard right away, right off the gates, right? And so if it holds, oh my God, I can only imagine what we can see out of Mahomes. I think Nick would be, his numbers would be conservative if that line holds and it's what we think it should be. You know, if you know, rookies make rookie mistakes and if, you know, it's just not as good as like everybody's kind of hyping it up to be out of training camp, then I think we're going to see a little bit more of like improvisation. I mean, like the obvious, like Pat Mahomes is the GOAT at improvising, right? But like, I think the coaches and the staff and the whole team, they want to come out with a game plan. They have all their weapons. They have all the receivers this year. They have their running back core. They have like a plan. Like I said, they want to get back to that deep ball. I think they want to get to that. I don't think they want to be improvising right out of the gates, right? So, yeah, if that line holds, I think we're going to see some scary numbers out of this team this year.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest improvement on the offensive side of the ball. We hope to be the biggest improvement. You know, you mentioned Kingsley. He was the starter at a training camp, and he didn't make it very long before he got benched. And then it was kind of like a fire drill over at that left tackle, which is the most critical position on the offensive line. In my opinion, Simmons has looked really good. He looks like he's, you know, he's still a rookie, but early returns are awesome on that guy. And that Bears game, there's a couple of plays where like Patrick was standing there and he had that huge pocket, right? And he kind of hit. Right. And it looked like almost like he was like wanting to take off and run and then kind of realize, oh, wait, I don't have to do that right now. You know,
just like, wait, what? Where?
Right. I can kind of stand back here and have some time to throw and let some guys get open downfield. Yeah, look, I mean, I think I'm expecting him to be in that 4,500 yard area. The big like area for progress, I feel like is going to be like in the touchdown passes, right? He's had a couple seasons there where he was in the 40s and obviously had the 50 touchdown season. I don't know that I'm going to go 50 touchdowns, but would love to see him get back up into that 35, 37, 38, maybe even if he can get to that 40 touchdown mark. Rashee Rice being out the first 6 games of the year is going to make that a little difficult. But look, man, you know, Nick, you mentioned Hollywood Brown. If he can stay healthy, we got Xavier Worthy. He's a guy that's got a year under his belt. Got to be like super confident after the way he finished last season and then that playoff run and then the Super Bowl, man. He finished so strong. I got some speedsters, right? I mentioned Tyquan Thornton. So I think he's got the weapons, especially once Rice gets back. I think the sky's the limit for him, and he's heard the noise. And yeah, I maybe prove you may be right is the wrong word, but he's definitely going to go out there and show everybody, right, that look, I'm still the top dog. Everybody is still chasing me, and maybe the stats didn't show it the last couple of years, but a lot of that was because of supporting cast. And I feel like it was kind of like factors out of his control. We've talked about drop passes going all the way back to with Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. So yeah, look, man, I'm looking for 30+ touchdowns in that 4,500 yard range. Xavier Worthy, Bo?
I think that's easily doable.
Yeah.
I think that's easily doable. Yeah.
Xavier Worthy, he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver, at least until Rashee Rice comes back. He's got 6 weeks where it's kind of going to be on him. Do you think you see the same guy you saw kind of finish out last season? Maybe even a little bit better with another offseason in the books and the supporting cast, especially when Rashee Rice comes back? I mean, how big of a year do you think we're in store for him?
Yeah, I really liked what I saw out of him at the end of the last year. And then everything out of the offseason, I mean, he said he put on 5 to 10 pounds. I mean, who knows how much of that is just talk, but I mean, that was kind of that guy's downfall was he was $160 soaking wet. But no, his ability to be coached is one of his greater assets, right? He just takes his mistakes and learns from them. They gave him so many shots, and like how many times we see him like almost catch a 50-yard bomb just a foot out of bounds, right? Like, and you saw him kind of reeling that in towards the end of the year. Mahomes was, you know, he's always the true captain, saying a lot of that's on him, working on throwing better passes and stuff like that. And so there was like I remember last year there was a good argument like, well, if he threw it in bounds, he could probably catch it. And we're like, well, no, it's a sideline ball. But anyway, I digress about that. Dude, after a year, and you know, this team has the ability, especially with Mahomes at the helm, to actually rely on rookie receivers for a season. And now that he has a year under his belt, like I think that's just going to be just another notch in his ability to just kind of like command that wide receiver one position. He's just I remember his first touchdown that he scored, right? Just that wheel route. Was it against the Chargers?
It was against the Ravens week 1.
It was against the Ravens. Yeah.
First touchdown of the year.
I could expect a lot more. I could see a lot of those kind of design plays, like starting behind the line of scrimmage and using his speed, but then also kind of like we were talking about, daring the defenses to jump on those under routes and kind of dare us to play that long ball. And then we have a couple, including him, a couple of other wide receivers that can definitely capitalize on that. So stoked that he's going to be out there. I think we're going to see good things from him.
Nick, what do you expect to see out of Xavier Worthy year 2? And you think he gets over the 1,000-yard mark? I mean, what are you most excited for?
I think he's going to be pushing 1,100, 1,200 yards this year. I think that he's an excellent deep threat. He good running routes. I mean, I think that what Kevin was saying there about him getting knocked down pretty easily. He's had another year now to get stronger, right? Develop, put on a little bit more mass. Get used to being hit by NFL caliber talent. So I think that he's going to be awesome. I think he's going to be like a focus of this offense. They put that draft capital into that position, knowing that they needed it, and I don't think that they're going to let it sit there. Right? They're not going to be like letting Xavier gather dust on the shelf over there. They're going to be putting him in the game. They're going to be pushing the ball down the field, and they're going to be forcing those defenses to back up. And so I think you're going to see a really big year out of him.
Yeah, I'm really excited, man. He took off last year. I rewatched. I was watching, YouTube the other night, and the video, the YouTube hole you get in, right? And the AFC Championship, it was like the condensed game, so it cuts out all like the downtime in between plays or whatever. And so I rewatched that AFC Championship game against the Bills.
Totally rigged.
And man. Yeah, it's all rigged. Don't you know that?
For you, Nick.
Right. Man, Xavier Worthy was a dog in that AFC Championship game against the Bills, man. He was getting open. He was making plays. He was scoring touchdowns. He had that amazing catch where he wrestled the ball away from the defender there down by the goal line, much to the dismay of Bills Mafia and people saying that, that was an interception, or there's no way you can rule that as a catch. I was like, well, you realize there's a penalty on the play that's going to make you move him down to the same spot anyway. So that kind of ended up being inconsequential. But, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the Chiefs using him kind of almost – I don't want to sit there and say he's going to be Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill was a one-on-one player in his prime when he was here with the Chiefs. But kind of like you said, Bo, just find new ways to get him in space and get him the ball. He can obviously take the top off. We saw that in a couple of long passes there in the Super Bowl. He had the big bomb against the Chargers, but I don't think you're going to see him come out and be like a one-trick pony this year, where it's just, chuck and duck, right? Or you just run a straight line as fast as you can. I'm going to throw it up and see if you can go get it. I think with Rashee Rice being out, the Chiefs had to have expected that outcome, right, when the legal stuff got settled in the offseason. So I think he's probably been a focus of Matt Nagy and Andy Reid too, and the play calling and the designing and getting him more involved in multiple ways other than just a deep threat. I think.
How many plays do you think they had to dust off? Because they thought Tyreek's gone, right? We're never gonna get that speed, and then just
right.
Whoa. Oh, look, we got all these plays again, right?
Jet wasp.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, not saying that I'm expecting him to be the cheetah. But, just get some of those big plays, man. There was a lot of talk about was the one-score games last year the Chiefs won and how many close games they played. Well, a lot of that was they didn't have the quick hitters last year. They didn't have the 30, 40-yard touchdown plays where – instead of having to grind out a drive for 8 or 9 or 10 plays, then you stall down at the goal line, right? And so now you're getting 3 instead of 7. I think that's going to make a big difference. Probably the most interesting person on the Chiefs offense to me this year is Travis Kelce. The guy had an outstanding year by any measurement, by any standard for a tight end last year. wasn't the 1,400 yard, 115 catch prime Travis Kelce that we saw, but the guy was still approaching 1,000 yards. And I mean, he didn't play the last game of the year. Still right up there, getting close to 100 catches. He looks good, man. I know that the we've talked about, and there's been a lot of talk, and we don't need to rehash like the refocus or the dedication in the offseason where he's come in and he looks center and trim. But I definitely feel like Travis is a guy that feels like he's got something to prove. And you know that Super Bowl, he said it on his show and in interviews, that the way that Super Bowl went down was eating at him, and he knew there was no way he could go out like that. I'm not going to call for like the best year of his career, but I definitely think you see a re-energized, resurgent, slimmer, trimmer, more motivated Travis Kelce this year. And I definitely think you could see him, man, get back up over that 1,000-yard mark. The touchdowns, too, last year were kind of lacking. I want to say he scored 2 or 3 touchdowns with the offense and with Xavier Worthy. And like I said, when we get Rashee Rice coming back here, hopefully that can open up things for him. I look for him to be a red zone target and get up in that maybe 6 to 8 touchdown range. That would really, really help the scoring. Nick, Travis Kelce, man, I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to say, like, this is his last year, so you think he, like, goes out with a bang. But how much of an improvement or any improvement do you see from last year to this year with Travis?
Yeah, look, I know it's just the Bears and it's just the preseason, but I mean, he looked like Travis Kelce out there when he was out on the field, catching the ball, getting separation, still looked like, you know, he could move. So I guess what you're asking is like, is this going to be his swan song, right? I mean, is this going to be like the big send off for his career? I don't know that we're going to call that yet, but he's definitely, I think he looked at himself last year and he realized like that he probably could have done more. And he looked at some decisions maybe that he made, and he's like, you know, I could have made different decisions. And I think last year he said it in interviews where he's, you know, talking about like, it almost seemed like the first time for him where he was like saying football seemed kind of like a job at times this year, as opposed to like something that like I was just excited and loved to go do. And I think he's refocused, man. He looks trim. He looks like he's in shape. And yeah, I think that, you know, with everybody saying that he's fallen off and stuff, I think he's going to come out and he's probably going to eclipse 1,000 yards this year again. I mean, he's Patrick's guy. Like when it's third down and Patrick's in trouble, like he's looking for Kelce. He's looking for one guy on the field, and that one guy is going to be able to figure out how to get open, even if he's not as fast, right? Like he's just playing with his mind as much as his body at this point. So I'm expecting a big year from him. And Scott, as far as like 6 to 8 touchdowns, we know like you want him, you know, for your fantasy team to score. So I get it.
Hey,
I was
man,
worried bloody grass.
I did get him this year. Unfortunately, the 20 to life dynasty league died this year.
Ooh.
Bummer. Yeah, 1,100 yards, 85 catches, and 8 touchdowns. I think that's not out of the realm of possibility for old TK this year.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong in thinking that like only 3 tight ends a year break 1,000 yards, right?
Yeah, it's not very many, man. Like,
and then I'm also like not wrong thinking that Travis Kelce's like worst year is some of like what some of these tight ends would hope to have as like their best year. They can't even like come close to his worst year, right? All this talk that he's like fallen off, it just baffles me, right? Any pregame show you listen to right now, they go Travis Kelce, and then they mention his age, right? Like for some reason, like that's just like the next line. And then they talk about the Chargers, like, oh, then Keenan Allen's back, right? Oh, they're going to re-energize the Chargers. Like, motherfucker's just as old. What are you talking about? He's not even what. He's wide receiver 2 on the list Travis on the depth chart.
I mean, Travis Kelce didn't look like Darren Waller or somebody in his last year out there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, look, I think you see Travis in that 950 to 1,050 yard range, depending on if they have to play the last game or not. It seems like every other year they don't have to play the final game of the season. So unfortunately, that would mean they play the final game of this season. But yeah, man, he's going to look good out there. I know people say, well, they wanted to save him more for like maybe give him some, I don't want to say rest and not play him right for the first part of the season, but not lean on him as much with the Rashee Rice suspension. I don't think that's really an option anymore at this point. They're going to need him out there, and those first 6 games are huge games. We're going to kind of talk about some of these early games and the big games of the schedule coming up here. So, yeah, man, definitely looking for the touchdowns.
Big Doug just commented, some betting sites have Kelsey's over-under at 4.5 to 5.5 touchdowns on the season. Take that over, man.
Yeah, I would probably
three on Friday watching that. Everybody's gonna freak out about that betting line.
Yeah, no, he's tortured the Chargers in his career. Had his best game of his career against the Chargers, and the game where he had the walk-off winner. Remember that? In overtime. Man, they were wearing the white on white with the gray face masks that night. Woo, man, Travis Kelce, get that gray face mask back out there for Travis against the Chargers.
Of Al Bundy going 4 touchdowns in one game, but I don't have it though. Dang it.
Yeah, no, I would love to see that. But in my other redraft league, I did pick up Travis Kelce. I got Travis Kelce in the 5th round. I was extremely happy that Travis Kelce was still there in the 5th. So, yeah, I could definitely use him, not only for the Chiefs, but my fantasy league, which I know no one cares about. But
I care about your fantasy league, Scott.
Chief Bloody Grass. I appreciate that, Bo. Gosh,
I can't wait to see Andy Reid roll out that 5 tight end set.
Dude, I had a super flex league last year, and I had Josh Allen, I had Joe Burrow, I had Jahmyr Gibbs, and I had Brock Bowers and AJ Brown on my team and didn't win the league. So, look, man.
Good Lord, who did you lose to?
I don't even want to talk about it. But, yeah, it's good to see our man Jeremy is here. Welcome. I think –
that Travis.
I think the last –
throwing.
Right.
So,
yeah, that was classic. I mean, that ref deserved it. I'm not going to lie. He deserved it. He'd missed like 3 or 4 obvious pass interferences against Travis Kelce. And at some point, Travis was like, and the other thing, she was like, oh, he threw the towel at the referee. He threw it like in his direction, man. Like he didn't try to hit him with the towel, right?
Dude, the defenders, if you go back and rewatch that, the defenders just start cracking up. Just like, he just
was hilarious, dude. I mean, that rank, dude, listen, that ranks up there with Marcus Peters throwing the flag into the stands. Trying to think of some other like legendary.
Antonio Brown retiring.
Yeah.
In the middle of the game.
Taking a cell phone out of his pants.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of wilder like Chiefs moments, but yeah, no, for sure.
Was it Torrey Holt that had like a Sharpie in his sock or something?
Yeah, I want to say.
I feel like that was
one of them had Sharpie. Yeah, T.O. And then one of them had the cell phone in the pad of the goalpost. Yeah. Like you could tell they had planted there earlier and like called their mom or something. Wouldn't even be a penalty nowadays. It'd be celebrated and lauded and how creative it is, and it's an entertainment sport. But back in those days, you got a penalty for stuff like that. But, I mean, lastly, on the offense, we kind of broke down everybody. I feel like we talked about the tight ends. Outside of Travis Kelce, I mean, Noah Gray, I'm expecting another solid year out of him. Jared Wiley, Robert Tonyan, he's looked good in the preseason, although it is preseason, so we've learned not to get too excited about preseason Hall of Fame players.
Dude, but I do though, especially with Rob Tonyan.
Kevin, that's a good one.
I had him on my fantasy league when he played with Rodgers, right? And he had like 11 touchdowns that year, and so like I know his potential is there.
He's always the guy you watched, right?
Get that magic back.
He was that streaming tight end there for a year or two, and he was in Green Bay, where it's like, man, my tight end's on bye this week, and you go, man, it's Tonyan. Like, who's his matchup? Is he on someone's team right now? But yeah, I feel like like old Tonyan, man, he got the Uncle Herschel, the Cracker Barrel logo treatment. They cut him, and then like less than a week later, like, you can come back. Like, we're going to put you back on the team. So good to see him there. That's strong tight ends. Running back is very interesting. Isaiah Pacheco has looked like he's got that pop back in his step. He's got that burst. That play, man, where he ran headfirst into the wall. The Bears preseason game, I was so worried about. Like, I don't know how that dude popped up that easily, man. I mean, I know they call him Pop for a reason, but damn, dude.
Pop up.
He went crown of the helmet, almost full speed into the wall there over on the sidelines. But
I don't even think the concussion protocol test him.
Right. I mean, I feel like if there's like I think if it had been a regular season game, maybe it would have. He didn't stumble when he got up or anything, and he kind of jogged back to the sideline, looked good. But I definitely was kind of expecting like them to be like, "Yo, man, he got to come out real quick. You better go check him out." So
they just put the wall on concussion protocol.
Running back room, Bo. That the biggest. That was
good.
Is that the biggest question mark on offense this year for the Chiefs?
Not for me. No, I feel like we have like great depth, proven talent. I don't think they're the biggest question mark. I've already kind of said it at the top of the show. For me, it's the O-line. Dude, if that O-line is as stellar as everybody's talking about, that should open up our run game significantly more than it has been, right? Hoping that Pop can get something past what's his longest? What we say last year was like 20.
Yeah, I want to say his longest runs. Like I think he has like one run that's over 40 yards in his career, one or two.
Which is wild because I mean, you hear anybody talk about him, they talk about how aggressive he runs, how hard he runs, how quick he is, and then you look at that stat and you're like, really? Yeah. Okay, so I mean, a lot of that starts with the O line. So like that's for me, that's the biggest question mark. But dude, I like what Kareem Hunt brings. I like the 1-2 combo. Like they're just such different running styles. It's kind of hard to like plan for both, especially being out there. If you're on defense and you're tired and it's third, fourth quarter and you're like alternating Hunt and Pop, you're just like, oh God, which one do I have to do? I have to chase one or do I have to get hit by a Mack truck right now, you know? And then, yeah, you have Elijah Mitchell and Brashard Smith, like solid talent as well, both with proven track records that, you know, if those guys get gassed, like I'm confident in both those guys. So I think, yeah, running back position for me is solid. I like it.
Right. Nick, what do you think about Chiefs running back room this year? Did they do enough to improve that? Are you worried about it at all?
I mean, yeah, I feel like we've got Pacheco is a good running back. I mean, I love Isaiah Pacheco. I love the heart, right, that he displays on the field. But he's not like Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? And Kareem Hunt is another year older, right? I worry about like what's he going to be like week 15 this year. You know, he's also a guy that's had like a lot of mileage, like in tough yardage situations that's piled on him. And the Chiefs,
he isn't coming off the couch this year, though. You know what I mean?
He's not coming off the couch this year, but he is coming off of getting put through the meat grinder after coming off the couch last year from the Chiefs, where they're like, dude, just hand Kareem Hunt the ball, just give him the ball, just give him the ball, right?
Season long enough.
Kareem admitted to it after the season here, after the season was over in the offseason, that he felt it last year, and he took a beating. And he said there was a lot of days where I was slow going, man, and after the season. He was worn down, so he definitely, like you mentioned, is another year older, and he had a lot of carries last year.
Yeah, I know what Bo's saying about the O-line, and that obviously these two things are intertwined. I do just feel like the offense just does not prioritize the running back position in any way, and really it's the short yardage situations where I think, you know, the 3rd and 1 is a gimme for a lot of teams in the league. And we're just always skeptical if we're going to get a 3rd and 1, right? Or if we're at the goal line, you know, we need 1 yard to punch it in.
Are you skeptical about this O-line on paper right now about getting that 1 yard? And who would you go with?
You mean who? Which running back would I give the ball to?
Yeah,
I give it to Kareem Hunt until proven otherwise. I mean, he's the person that can always fall forward for a yard, it seems.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like this has been the weaker part of the offense. I think that it, you know, not having a legitimate run game has impacted the passing game, right? Where like they can just kind of drop into coverage. They don't have to worry about getting gashed for 25 or 30 yards because we really don't like have anybody that can repeatedly, you know, break free from the line. So,
I can't catch that. It looks like they've done another update to StreamYard here, so the comments are like microscopic on my screen. You guys,
yeah. So anyway,
I'll flash that one back up there because it's worth it.
That was me saying running back, Scott. That's
right.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it's the weakest link on the offense. I'm not going to say that it's like a weak link or that it's an Achilles heel or that it's like a fatal flaw. But listen, Isaiah Pacheco has been a serviceable running back. You've got him. You've got, like you mentioned, a 30-year-old Kareem Hunt who definitely. I mean, if I'm the Chiefs, I run Pacheco a lot this year, and I saved Kareem for those like 1-2 yards to go, second and short, third and short goal line situations.
Yeah,
he's proven that he's got that knack for finding that extra yard or two when there's not a whole lot there. I mean, behind him, they've gone. Carson Steele is the only player that I can remember in the Andy Reid era to lose his job after a fumble. They've always kind of been like, oh, well, you got to stick with your guy, and you got to hand it to him the next time to get his confidence back. That dude had that one fumble against the Chargers, and he was gone. It was like, well, you're on the bench. Maybe it was because he was an undrafted guy. I don't know what it was. They definitely did not.
Hope it's midnight. The carriage is a pumpkin again
with him, but Elijah Mitchell and Brashard Smith to me are definitely unknowns. Brashard Smith, guy who's got potential, made some plays in the preseason against the Bears, also had a drop. Unproven.
You think Elijah Mitchell's an unknown?
Yeah, I mean, can the guy stay healthy? And he wasn't out there running for 5 or 6 yards a carry in the preseason either. I mean, he had a couple of nice runs, but he wasn't out there plowing through. I mean, offensive line, I agree, Bo, there's some question marks there, but I mean, overall, I just feel like with Creed and what we've seen and what the experts and people that know offensive line and tackle play have said about Simmons, and then Trey Smith and Juwan Taylor, who's been a serviceable and, I mean, a good enough right tackle for the Chiefs to go to Super Bowls and win Super Bowls and have a good offense. Kingsley, like, it seems like the slam on him, even at guard, is his pass protection. There's a lot of film out there and people saying that he's a mauler in the run game and the pass blocking. So I feel like you've only got one real questionable, maybe weak spot on the line. And after Isaiah Pacheco, man, you've got an aged Kareem Hunt and a couple of guys that have never really shown that they can have sustained success or any success at all, which maybe is not fair for Smith being a 7th-round pick. But 7th-round picks, man, other than the Chiefs, it's kind of rare for 7th-round picks to be impact players. So not that the Chiefs necessarily need him to be an impact player either out the gates, but I think it's good enough. I would have liked to see them maybe get a little bit more aggressive at that position in the offseason. But, hey, man, if Pacheco can come out and be that 1,000-yard guy and can come out and get you those bigger plays and carry the load so that Kareem can kind of go in there and be the battering ram at the goal line and on the short distance plays, I think that will be good enough. Talking offense.
We're running a little thought experiment with you guys real quick about running backs, right?
Yeah.
Or just offense in general, okay? Because it's kind of goes with what you're asking. First play of the offseason, you're the OC, you get to pick the play. Let's say you choose a run play. Which side are you running to? No, I know. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew no running up the middle, which they'll probably do. Which side would you run to? Would you run left or right though with the run? What I mean, so this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like
you're talking like outside the tackles.
Yeah. Like, are you confident running left right now? Like,
I'd probably go left
with Simmons on the first play. You're gonna try that, or you're gonna go with the veterans on the right. Like, that's more or less what I'm saying. Like,
Simmons is, by all accounts, he's the guy. And
okay,
he's the dude.
I like it.
A lot of the highlights we see out of him are in the run game, especially going back to Ohio State. I mean, that guy is an athletic dude, man, and he can get out there. And he's fast. He's not just big. I mean, he's fast. So, athletic guy, yeah, definitely. I mean, for sure, first play of the season on offense is going to be run up the middle. I mean, Pacheco is going to be running behind Creed and Trey Smith there. How much money do you guys want to bet on it? I mean, I'll throw a $5 bet with anybody that wants in the chat. First play of the year is
I'll take it. I'll take it that it won't
Pacheco up the middle.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I'll take it that it won't be. I'll take that bet.
Okay, I'll $5 on it.
Just every time you see first down, run right up the middle for no gain. Just think about Scott pulling his hair out somewhere.
First series, first and 10, first game of the season, Run up the middle.
It's just so predictable, man. And in the last few years, it's just been an automatic 2nd and long. That's all. Yeah, no, that's funny that you bring that
Dude,
up. I mean,
honestly, like I never paid attention to it until like I think I went to a game with you and you were just pointing it out, and I was just like, yeah, they do that. And this was like 10 years ago,
Right.
and now it's just like, yeah,
yeah,
dude, they do it every time. Like, why?
pretty regular, like clockwork, man. How about you, Nick? I mean, you feel that left side's the strong side with Simmons out there?
Yeah, I think that you gotta have faith in your guy. He's here in the starting position. He needs to make starting position
Right.
plays, and so I think
Right.
that's where they're gonna probably go. They are definitely gonna run up the middle to start the season.
Nick's not taking that bet.
No, I'm not taking that bet.
Nick's not taking the
I'll
bet.
bet both of you guys. I'll bet both
Yeah.
of you guys. They don't do that.
Offense, this week's Chiefs Kingdom Live poll. If you're not following us on social media, go check us out on
Dude, I think I
X,
watched that same
Facebook,
video, Big
Instagram. Last year, the Chiefs, they had like the big talking point of the offense last year was like they couldn't get to 30 points, right? I think they had one game against Tampa Bay that was an overtime game where they got to 30 points. And
Yeah.
I think they scored 30 right at our man JT's Panthers in that game. It was a tough game. Panthers played us tough. I wish best of luck to our man JT. If he's still watching there in the chat, there's Panthers. I need Chuba Hubbard to have a big year for my fantasy team. So I'll be cheering hard for your Panthers and for Chuba, man. If you haven't
Running
had your
backs
draft
are
already, I
scarce
mean,
this
everybody's
year.
had their running back draft already. Chuba Hubbard's such a steal, dude. Like he was the 8th leading rusher last year. I got him in like the 5th round this year.
He's so good.
6th, I can't remember, 4th or 5th. He is good, man. He's fast. Oklahoma State guy. He was a baller there. But
I play with Sharks. He's never available. It's like,
oh, okay. Well, there you go.
yeah.
I mean, I play with some pretty knowledgeable people too. He just doesn't have that name value. I think it's because he plays for the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going in the
There's plenty of
2nd
diamonds
round.
in the rough on those teams,
Right.
you know. Where,
There, you can find him. You can find him. But this week's poll was: how many times did the Chiefs score 30 or more points this coming season? We've talked about Chiefs wanting to air it out. We've talked about the wide receivers and Xavier Worthy in year 2, and a healthy Hollywood Brown, and a healthy Rashee Rice coming back after his suspension week 7. Last year, they got to 30 points twice in the regular season. Kind of broke it down here. Again, if you're not following us, make sure you go follow us on X, Instagram, Facebook. You can participate in the weekly polls, stay up to date on the giveaways. We do the weekly contest where if you guess the final score correctly and the Chiefs win, we send you a prize pack, some swag. So definitely make sure you're checking us out there. Let's just go top to bottom here, Bo. How many games did the Chiefs hit that 30 mark this year or more?
I'm pretty optimistic. I'm in that 5 to 8 range, and I'm thinking it's more on the 8, almost hitting that 9.
Yeah.
Like I said, it really, for me, it just depends on that O-line, man. If Patrick feels comfortable, he's going to have a scary year. And I think it's going to be one of those years where your defenses are going to have to like readjust to how they approach playing the Chiefs. So, I mean, it's been such a revolving door at that left tackle position that I feel like for the past 2 or 3 years, especially the past 2 years, Patrick's just had happy feet, doesn't feel comfortable back there, that when he does have time, it's almost like, whoa, I'm surprised, right? We kind of mentioned that earlier. Like, it's just like such an anomaly to have time. So like if you give him that time, I think he's going to be scary dangerous. So yeah, give me 8 games with 30 or more points.
Nick, it looks like you went 5 to 8.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was thinking more like the 4 to 6 range, so I picked 5 to 8. I think it's gonna be on the lower side. Look, I don't think we want to be in a position where the team needs to score 30 points a lot this year. And if they don't need to score 30 points a lot this year, I think that they've shown that they typically won't. So hopefully they've got the games in hand, and it's fun to score a lot of points. But I think if your team is scoring 30 points like 10, 12 times a year, it's great, but it means that you probably got some issues on defense that are causing you to, keep pushing the offense out.
Could be a thing.
Yeah. I look for them to do it just to put teams away. That's the one thing I really, really want to see the Chiefs do this year. Put teams away. When you get up
Me too.
on a team 20 to 10, 20-13, add on that 10 points, get up 30-13. You know what I mean? Give yourself that cushion and give the defense rest. I know you don't want to be getting in shootouts. Look, yeah, I don't know if you'll see any 50 burgers this year, but I'm in that 9-12. I think they do it. I'm on 9, right? I mean, if you hit the hit the over under at 8.5, I would take the 9. Look, man, when you get Rashee Rice back, this team is going to be electric on offense, and you're going to have weapons all over the field. I mean, you're going to have Xavier Worthy out there with another half a year under his belt. He's going to be in midseason form. Get a fresh, fully rested Rashee Rice coming off suspension in the offense. He's going to play, if he comes back, he's got 6 games, so he can play, 10, 11 games, depending on if he plays the last game of the year. You get to 30 or more points with him, 6 of his 10 games, just a little over half. You can't get to 30 2 or 3 times right before he comes in there. You're playing the Giants. You're playing the Jags early in the season. I mean, team's not known for heavy defense. I expect the Chiefs to light up the scoreboard, man. And I don't know that we'll see 50 burgers, teams running out of fireworks necessarily.
I don't know.
But
50 burger, but
yeah, man. I mean, I think the expectation should be 9 or more games. 6 or 7 games when Rice gets back, and 2 or 3 before he joins the team. I don't think it's unrealistic, especially like I said with some of the teams you see him play earlier in the year. I mean, I know the Ravens got a good defense and the Chargers, but I mean, there's teams on that schedule, man, that you should be able to score on. So, looks like you all are in the majority though. There, most people are taking that 5 to 8 range.
I don't think it's 2 again, man. I mean, I know no teams
definitely
immune
not
to
gonna
the
be 2.
injury bug, but if we can stay healthy, there's no reason we can't do that.
No, absolutely, 100% no, absolutely not, no reason. They should have scored 30 points, man, with Patrick Mahomes and a rejuvenated line and his weapons back for a good part of the season. Haven't talked about the defense. We're an hour in here. We kind of been talking about offense gets all the glory, right? The defense guys. But to me, the biggest area where the Chiefs defense can improve this year, they were, one of the top units in the league last year again, and points given up. But to me, I want to see them get off the field when they get a sack or they get a tackle for loss. They get a team in 2nd and 15 or 3rd and 10 to get off the field. They did that a lot last year, and they let teams off the hook, and they gave up a lot of
extended
situations.
drives. Yeah,
right, where they should have got off the field, man. I feel like that can help your offense, give them more opportunities as well, and maybe dominate that time of possession more, like the Chiefs were accustomed to back when it was like, oh, well, the way you beat the Chiefs is slow them down and shorten the game and try to beat them in time of possession. And teams really, really couldn't do that. I mean, back then, if you wanted to be the Chiefs, you just had to score a lot of points, right? I mean, you saw it a couple times with the Raiders and some other teams.
Right.
If you can match them, if you can get up to that 38 range with them, you got a chance. But I think that's a big key. I expect them to still be a top 5 to 8 unit overall in the league. They haven't really lost a whole lot. They brought some guys in. Justin Reed, I think the loss of him hurts, but Jaden Hicks has shown, man, in the preseason, he almost looks like a clone of that dude out there, man. I mean, wherever the ball's at,
right.
Jaden Hicks is right there and making plays. McDuffie, he's playing for a contract extension, contract years, undefeated. Karlaftis got his payday, getting Charles Omenihu back, man. Nick, this Chiefs defense, you kind of expect the same results you saw of them last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We've got, just from the chat here, we got Chief Bloodgrass. He's saying run D is the question.
It was really strong last year. I mean, I think they had one rusher had 100 yards. I know it's looked terrible in the preseason.
Yeah. And then we got Kevin. He thinks safety, right? He's not as sold on Hicks as you are. I'm
not saying the guy's going to be an all-pro, but he looks like he's got the toughness and the speed out there and has been making plays early.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we run defense is going to be huge, and then I think you hit the nail on the head, man. I want to come up with something different to say, but for me, it's been
Yeah.
third down defense, like for the last couple of years, right? I mean, it's like, can you get off the field on third down when you need to?
In the Super Bowl against the Eagles, I don't want to
Yeah.
blame the defense because the offense struggled and did not do hardly anything in that game. But there was a few chances the Chiefs' offense could have got the ball back there, and they had the Eagles in third down and long, and they couldn't get off the field.
Yep. So I think that's going to be probably the deciding factor in a few of these games. Can they get off the field when they absolutely have to, right? I mean, we saw it last year, fourth down, the Bills go for it. Josh Allen basically it wasn't a walk-off touchdown, but it was basically a walk-off touchdown, right? It was like to seal the game, go up 2 scores, wasn't enough time left. We could have won that game if they just got a stop on fourth down. And thankfully they made that stop in the a couple of times in the playoff game, but
AFC Championship game, but yeah,
in the AFC Championships, AFC Championship. But I just feel like that's going to be the key. Can they dial up the right plays at the right time? Because I think that overall they're going to be a solid unit. If they can be top 10 this year, I think we're looking at 4 straight Super Bowl appearances, man.
Bo, I mean, any reason to think the defense slips at all, or are you expecting them to be one of the better units in the NFL again this year?
I mean, every time I think they're going to be a good unit, they seem to fall, and every time I think they have like a shit unit, they seem to like just come out of nowhere.
Well, say they're going to fall off.
I just always say like there's a figuring out period that they're going to have to experience. Spags likes to go so young with our defense. We're dealing with some injuries with like Jalen Watson getting hurt and everything like that in mini camp. So like it'll just be interesting to see how everybody does. It's going to be fun watching this game in Brazil against the Chargers, how our defense does, because Chargers notoriously do run heavy offense, right, with like little spurts of flash from the QB. So they're going to test our run D right away, and I think our D line's solid this year. I think we're good. I think our run D, we learned a lot from last year, man. There was some games where they kind of exposed us and they shut it down real quick. I'm more or less concerned about kind of like the schemes that we run sometimes, because man, especially for this upcoming game, we'll get into more. There seems to be a lot of times, especially with the Chargers, get like Ladd McConkey on a linebacker somehow, and you're like, guys, we got to avoid that. Like that's just not going to work for us. So like I'm really curious to see how our deep guys do and how the communication flows, and that that kind of all starts from the linebacking crew with Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill from there. Not worried about those guys at all. I'm just kind of worried about how they communicate what they're seeing to the guys behind them who are younger and stuff like that. But yeah, we kind of do get a little exposed over the top, so that's where I'm kind of worried. But I think this defense is going to start off so hot. I think our D-line is so underrated right now. Chris Jones has got something to prove. Karlaftis, as you kind of mentioned, Omenihu, everybody's out there. Especially against this, I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping into the Chargers game, kind of like leaping right away.
No, you're good.
I think we're going to see them come right out of the gates and just fluster Herbert, man. I really think our defense is going to be something special this year.
Yeah, I expect them to be good. Sacks, another area for improvement. They were down last year. Chris Jones had a lot of pressures. His sack numbers were down, but they went into without a Omenihu, and Karlaftis really kind of started to really hit his stride second half of the season and into the playoffs, and started kind of piling up those sacks. But yeah, look, I mean, I think like run defense is something that is like sustainable, and they were really good last year. They held Saquon Barkley to 2.25 yards per carry in the Super Bowl. Run defense was solid last year. I mean, if you get teams if they're one-dimensional, right, and they're having to throw all the time, I think that works in your favor. That lengthens the game. That gets your offense more possessions. So definitely looking forward to the Chiefs defense coming through. Our man Mango there in the chat giving us the update. They've touched down in Brazil.
Oh, shit.
First game of the year, Nick. Let's kind of talk about this schedule a little bit and maybe some of the bigger matchups. How big of a game is this first game against the Chargers? Technically a home game for them, but definitely a chance to make a big statement out of the gate and jump on one of the so-called main contenders in the division, jump on them early, right?
Yeah, look, it's obviously it's not like, a key game, but
Must win.
like you don't want to start the season 0-1 and 0-1 in the division.
No.
So I think that this is a good way for the Chiefs to come out, show what they've got against a division opponent, kind of quash some of the things that have been, being said about them, show that what they've got, like, offensive firepower wise, and show that they're still like the team to beat in the AFC and the AFC West, right? I think that that's what we're looking for here, and come out and have the Chargers chasing us right out of the gates after the first game of the season. I think it's it's a big game, right? You're on mute, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Right. Yeah, I've got this air conditioning vents, like it's like buzzing when the air seat kicks on. So I keep hitting mute. I'm not used to really doing that. I don't really have the feedback issues, but Bo, I mean, this is a massive game, big game. Not that big of a game, week 1.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put all your hopes and dreams on week 1 game, but it's a big game for us, right? It's a divisional game. It's against Chargers. I was looking at our other divisional opponents. I think the Broncos are playing like the Texans or the Titans, and then the Raiders are playing the Patriots. I was just like, man, those seem like nice games to open up with, right? Not a divisional, might be determinant on your seeding later kind of game, but no, I think it's a big game, but I think we're prepared for this team more than anybody. Seeing them twice a year, we're familiar with this coach, this quarterback, the system, this OC, this DC. Like, yeah, I think this game's in the bag for us.
Yeah, I mean, not a must-win, but to me, so I mean, it's one of the bigger games of the season. Division rival right out the gate.
So Scott, what the hell?
I can't read the comments.
So Scott, what the hell does air conditioner got to do with the mute button?
Dude, this vent up here keeps like vibrating. It's going like, and I can like hear it, and I'm like, well, shit, if I can hear it that loud, I figure the microphone's probably picking it up. So
I think I hear
keep
a TV
hitting
in the background.
So
I don't hear an air conditioner.
That's funny.
I don't know. You can hear that like buzzing noise. I guess maybe you can't. It's pretty loud down here.
I can hear it now that you said it.
Right. Look, it's one of those things to where, like I said, not a must-win, but would be a huge win. It's a big game. It's one of the 3-4 biggest games of the year. The Chargers were a playoff team last year. They won double-digit games. They play the Chiefs tough. If you start out 0-1, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I feel like that's going to add some pressure, right, with coming back home and playing the Eagles. And so, yeah, it's a game that I don't think you go out and show all your tricks and you leave some stuff in the bag. But I think they need to go out and win. I like their odds. They're favored in the game. Not having Rashee Rice, gosh darn, I still go back and forth whether it would have been better or not to have him to start the season.
Yeah, me too.
Have him do that suspension mid-year. See, can you hear it?
That's your air conditioner?
Yeah, it's like it's the return vent or something,
it
and so like the screw is loose or something. I haven't heard it do that before yet, but yeah, no, big game. Come out, make a statement, and put the Chargers in a hole. And how bad of a decision was that for the Chargers? Give up their home game against the Chiefs week 1.
Week 1.
Go play on a neutral site. I mean, how do you agree to that if you're the Chargers? Really?
It's like 5-6 hours ahead of your time zone, and only 2 for your opponent. Yeah.
And every time you stop talking, it starts doing. I know, right? It's that buzzing swing. But other big matchups, Nick. I mean, what other games are catching your eye here? Ravens, Bills. I mean, what do you think is maybe the biggest game? It's hard to say. I know at the beginning of the year because you don't know how injuries are going to go. You don't know necessarily. Some teams jump up and fall back. But I mean,
yeah.
What games got your eye here this season?
This season with the Chiefs, or this week around the NFL?
With the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, I think Bills and Ravens. I mean, those have been the teams that have been at the top. You know,
Which one of
the
those
divi-
two do you think is bigger?
it's got to be the Bills game. I mean, it just seems like it's always coming down to one of us two. And I don't know. I do feel like, you know, that how long can they hold, you know, can the league hold down Josh Allen? I mean, the guy's pretty incredible. So I feel like winning that game, getting home field advantage, making them come here. If we play them again in the postseason is big. So I mean, I think they're the team that plays us the hardest in the postseason. Even though we've gone 4-0 against them, I would say that, you know, if I got to pick playing Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen in the postseason, I'd pick Lamar Jackson. I just think that, you know, his performances in the playoffs haven't been as good. We've gone there in the postseason, beat them, and you know I mean, he didn't really do much in that game. So I think the Bills game is probably one of the bigger games this year, and probably will decide the 1 seed in the AFC.
Play devil's advocate, Nick, real quick. I have
Yeah.
a
Sure, the
complete
Ravens-
opposite view on that because, like, if history's taught us anything, that Bills game in the regular season doesn't matter at all. Like, we can just lose that every year and just meet them in the playoffs and take it from there, right? Whereas the Ravens, I don't think we've ever lost to them in the regular season and then had to play them in the playoffs, right? Like, I kind of like that mentality. Like, we just stomped you in the regular season. Now you got something to prove to us. Come on, and they can't do it. So I kind of have the complete 180 view you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ravens Bills play each other week 1. That's going to be a huge game. The Bills schedule just looks so easy. I mean, I want to say it's the Ravens. I want to say that that's like the biggest game. I can see it coming down to them. They look stacked this year. You know they're hungry, but the Bills division and the Bills record looks so easy. Yeah, I think it comes down to that Bills game. Not that you can't go on the road and beat them in the playoffs. Patrick did that. The infamous, they asked for it and they got what they asked for, right? After the game. Yeah, I think this Ravens game is going to be big, man. But I'm probably going to have to go with Nick. Playing the Bills.
Okay.
Like I said, man, I could see them being a team that with that schedule can really kind of hang with the Chiefs and be up there in that 2-3 loss range. And be great to be playing at Arrowhead again. Although the old pocketbook, the old checking account could use a break from AFC Championship games at home, but I'm not going to hope for it, and I'm not going to wish for it. Definitely can figure out a way to swing it. So,
Jeremy's asking, who's got the better defense, Ravens or Bills, in your guys' opinion? I'm going to say Ravens, in my opinion. Like, the Bills, to me, they're just a one-trick pony. Put it all on Josh Allen's shoulders. He'll score 30, 40 points for you, versus the Ravens, they let you – they hang around and let Lamar make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Their defense, the Bills' defense is aged, right, with Milano and Poyer and some of those guys. Travius White is I want to say he's back now with the team, but he's not
Hamlin's
what he
alive.
used to be, man. Yeah, DeMar Hamlin's still there. That guy's so bad. Like, he's so bad. Like, when you see that guy out there, like, it's amazing to me.
What's up, buddy?
Von Miller still with the Bills?
No,
is he done?
Where did I see Von Miller at? Oh gosh, darn! Someone in the chat maybe can help us up there. I saw him on the side. He's on like the Rams or something strange like that. But yeah, Ravens, Bills. I don't know, that home game against the Broncos, if the Broncos are as good as everybody seems to think they are and challenge that Christmas night
Commanders.
game. That could be a big game. Commanders, yeah. I think the Commanders, they're primed for regression to me. We talked about that in last week's NFL preview show. Our division winners and wild card teams. If you missed that, maybe go back and check that out. But yeah, that Broncos game could be big. Coming down right there at the end of December, if the Broncos are able to kind of come back and build on what they did last year, but still have to see it before I believe it with them. and the number of wins they had against bad teams last year and their record against winning teams and that pathetic showing that they had in the wild card game against the Bills where they just got steamrolled. They got a long ways to go for their real contender, but I don't know. You guys ready to do predictions? Is anything? I mean,
yeah,
we're talking schedule. Who's going first? I mean, I can go first, I guess.
Schedule or game? We got a game in 2 days.
Schedule or game? What do you mean?
We're picking the score of the Chargers game,
or picking the schedules.
Oh yeah, I mean we can give our prediction of the Chargers score. Yeah, do that first. What do you got, Bo? Sounds like you got something in mind.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah. I'm kind of like wrapping up everything we've said. Like I really think we're going to see a different offense this year, followed up with a smash mouth defense. So like, give me the Chiefs 28-17, man. I really think we're going to get a good walloping down on paper this year against a divisional opponent. Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs 27-20. It'll be a one-score game, but I think the Chiefs, I'm not going to say they cruise, but I think it's more comfortable. It's not a nail-biting win like we've seen in the past. They except for once or twice, I mean, they always come out. Patrick is on fire for the first few games of the season with the new offensive schemes and stuff. So I think they're on the world stage. They like being on the world stage. And I think that they've got something to prove in this game. And I feel like they're gonna handle business, man.
Kevin's got 34-21. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, everybody, look at this. Look at these ass whoopings. 31-17, Jeremy, right there. You guys got a prediction? Throw them in the chat right now. Scott, you're on mute again, buddy.
Did I just touch the fucking screen? Let's see here. I'm going
28-17 as well. Right. Laney, 24-14.
I'm going to go 26-20 Chiefs.
I think the spread's it's only 3 points, right?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, I think it's crept around. I think it's started off as 3 and it's kind of crept up, but people put money on the Chargers. Never learn fooling their money, right? That's how that goes.
John C's got 24-17. Let's go.
7-point win. Yeah, I expect the Chiefs offense to come out and play well. I don't know if they get to that 30. I don't think this is the first time they get there. But I think they get close. They can score on the Chargers. The Chargers defense was good scoring defense last year, but they also gave up a lot of big plays. And that's somewhere the Chiefs are looking to want to capitalize this year and make a statement, come out high flying. Well, on the Chiefs here, week 1, final record. I'm going 13-4. Final record.
13-4. I think Kevin said that earlier as well.
I think they could pick up a loss or two here early, missing Rasheed in that first 5-6 week range. But then after that, man, the schedule softens up. You get Rasheed Rice back. Things should be humming. Offense should be clicking. And I think you see him really, really finish strong down the stretch and maybe have like a 1 loss, 2 loss in the last 10, 12 games kind of. Finish up the season. Make sure you're putting your predictions in there. Kevin likes 13-4. What do you guys got? Which one of you guys wants to go?
I like 13-4 too. I feel like we're gonna do a little bit better. So I'll just do one up you. Price is Right. You go 14-3, right?
You son of a bitch.
Nick, you got
That's the opposite of Price is Right, isn't it? Price is Right is going $1. It's going
like $1, Bob.
$1 over the best bet, right? Like so, like that's how you get it right there. Yeah. No, I mean I echo all your sentiments, man. I just think again we're gonna be high flying. I think we're not gonna have a lot of those close one score games. I think we're gonna decidedly win a lot more games versus just like, oh, we blocked a field goal and all this stuff. Do you guys remember the last time we played the Chargers? We had the kicker's name was like Nick Wright. He was like our 3rd kicker that year, and he went 4 for 4 to win, right? The
The doink.
I don't
division,
see
right?
that. Yeah, the doink game, right? Like, I don't see that being a thing this year. I think like people are gonna be like, oh, Chiefs are the Chiefs this year. What were we talking about? Yeah, give me 14-3.
That's what I'm going with too, man. 14-3.
Let's go.
I looked at the schedule. My heart says to go for undefeated, but my mind says
the unexpected year.
You could go 15-2, man. You could back it
to
up.
look at the schedule and realize that we got the Ravens, the Bills, the Lions, the Commanders, the Eagles. So I think that I do still hold that we're going to go 6-0 in the division. But I'm thinking 14-3. I mean, since going to the 17 game format, what was the lowest that the Chiefs got with 11 and did we go 11-6 or?
I can't remember if that was 11-5 or 11-6. Was that when they had the 16 or 17 game schedule? 10.
I think
it's
that
11. I'm pretty sure 11-6. 11.
I think it was 11-5.
11-5 maybe.
When we were the 3 seed.
Right. And then went on like
so
the most.
I think historically you look at what they've done and how they've performed in the regular season, that 13-14 game windows where I'd feel comfortable, and I've always been try to be a little more bullish on that. So I'm gonna go 14-3, man.
Laney going
like
15-2. I love it.
Oh man. Woo. 15-2. That's
right, Nick.
Starting strong. Bo, I would advise not going on The Price is Right. I don't think you really understand what The Price is Right thing is.
No, it's either you bet $1 if everybody bet way too high, or you bet $1 over the best bet. It's not rocket science.
I thought Price is Right was when you picked like the low number because you got
You're trying to guess the number
under,
and you can't go over, right? So you
it's true.
If everybody obviously guesses way over, you pick $1, and so you have the better bet. And then if everybody's close, you pick the best bet, what you think is the best bet, and you do $1 over that.
Gotcha.
Grew up on that, man, dude. That was like
I
sick
grew up
day
on it too.
watching, man. Every day at school, like Price is Right. I lived through 3 Price is Right hosts, man.
Right. I don't even know who does The Price is Right now. Is it still Drew Carey?
I think it's a female. I think it's I want to say like Aisha Taylor, maybe. No, she's doing the other Drew Carey show.
I haven't seen it in forever.
I can't remember.
I did see Ryan Seacrest was doing Wheel of Fortune the other day, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? Oh, man, how times change, how they change. So, anybody else, any questions? Anybody got in the chat? I mean, any games they want to talk about? Any players?
Price is Right strategy? Throw it in the chat. Let's go. How hard do you spin the wheel if you get the wheel?
Oh, as hard as you can.
Just wing it. You don't try to just
break
do
that
one
wheel,
revolution. Man. No finesse.
No, I don't know, man. I feel like you got. I mean, I think it's rigged anyway where it stops. No, it's got a brake on it and someone's sitting in the back of there. No. Conspiracy theories running wild. I should be a Bills fan. We kind of touched on it briefly there at the beginning, but Bills coach Sean McDermott talking about how no team's ever going to go to 4 Super Bowls in a row again. I don't think he was talking like about or to the Chiefs. I don't think like he made that connection in his head, right? But just more bulletin board material. Like even when teams don't want to do it, right? The Burrowhead and there was Isaiah Likely. Yeah, well, they don't want to see us in the playoffs after the toe is out of bounds, right? Week 1 last year. Well, we didn't have to worry about seeing you in the playoffs, right? Bengals fans, you better not let us in the play, right? I mean, there's just so much bulletin board material out there. I mean, Nick, like, is the guy just not putting that together? Or is he trying to like say the Chiefs aren't going to do it? I mean, it was we're talking
about a guy that when he was talking about teamwork brought up
right
the 9/11 attackers.
Yeah, there was that.
Like, I just don't think the dude.
I've said it for a while now.
There's something wrong with his brain, man. That's all. I think
that guy's held the team back personally.
Yeah. No, I mean we got Skeletron McDermott on this list.
Yeah, no, he's definitely.
That's a great
Look,
one.
if they don't win, I mean, that's a tough spot to be in, like Super Bowl or bust. If they don't make the Super Bowl this year, especially if they lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs again, he'll be gone for sure.
I can't believe that after they hung that banner with the Lombardi Trophy, like
The
on
one
it,
with the
goal.
Super Bowl trophy, yeah.
that they
Yeah,
didn't-
dude.
that they didn't,
I get what you were going for, but you can't be hanging banners of the Lombardi when you never won one, man. I mean, oh man, that's so cringe. Like, and like the fact that he was bragging too about like, well, no one, you just don't understand how hard it is to go 4 straight Super Bowls, and no one's ever gonna do it. It's like, yeah, but you lost all 4 too. Like, that's just as hard, isn't it? It's like just going to all 4. I mean, you're like.
Such a strange flex to be like, we
Dude,
lost
bragging.
4 Super Bowls in a row. Like, yeah, you made it. But
Bragging on
losing all
Super Bowl
4?
losses. I mean, we were kind of joking about it before the show started. I mean, that's Bengals stuff there, man. Broncos, right? Mark Schlereth. And this has been a few weeks ago. I can't remember if we talked about it or not, but he was talking about that. Like, oh, well, the Chiefs they got blown out in that Super Bowl, and, blah, blah. He's a Broncos. He's picking the Broncos to win the division. I'm thinking, dude, Broncos got the monopoly on Super Bowl beatdowns, man. Like, they got 3 of the top 5
Right.
and the worst beatdown ever in Super Bowl history. I wouldn't be talking about Super Bowl blowouts if I was a former Broncos player or fan. I understand he was on the team that won Super Bowl, but no, Denver, man. Denver, they got Super Bowl blowouts on lock. I mean, there's no way he was like thinking of the Chiefs when he said that, Bo, was there?
No, dude, I think that's one of those things like, he's just talking to the media. He's not even like
And then so,
contextualizing the whole league when he's saying
Someone
something like
asked-
that, right? Like, not even realizing like Chiefs can do that this year, man. They
right,
can do
someone
that.
after the meeting was like,
Ooh. Do we release a statement after that?
Oh,
no,
man.
I
The
mean,
team-
yeah, I mean that's
the
one of those
last
things he
team you
wasn't
played
aware.
that ended your season
right.
can do that this year.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not a good, that's not a smart thing to
What-
say, man.
What-
you
what-
know.
what's worse? What's the worst faux pas there? Saying that or Joe Montana not putting Patrick and then 4 quarterbacks that he picked?
I don't know,
McDermott, man.
Like,
I don't know. That's both
just
just seem
so
like it's just such a
shocked, man.
lack of
Like,
unaware. Like they're just
what?
so unaware.
right.
Yeah. And dude, okay, so we've had this debate. Like we've talked about how Patrick Mahomes is just on such another level that like you're like, yeah, he's over there. Now we got to talk about all these other guys because it's just such a huge disparity of talent between like Mahomes and everybody else, right? That I kind of feel like he gets lost in the minutia of it all, right? That like people like kind of forget that he's actually there. They're like, oh yeah, this guy that keeps winning every year.
Oh shit, he went to 3 in a row.
Right.
You think
Right.
afterwards
Right.
they're like, Pat can do that this year. He's like, 3? Oh yeah, 3 Pete, huh? Yeah, okay.
Right. We were talking about the NFL 100 too. I was thinking, do you think like when Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen saw that they were voted ahead of Patrick Mahomes, they were like thinking, "What are you fucking guys doing to us? Why?
Again?
Why do
Why?
you keep doing this to me, man? Like the guy
Why you
don't
guys
need
poking
any
the
more
bear?"
motivation."
Thinking about Patrick counting to 5 on his hand.
Yeah.
The year that Patrick gets all the accolades is the year that we're just gonna like completely have our downfall. I feel like, but luckily that's not gonna happen.
No, I mean that's not happening this year. They ain't
No
happening
one's
this
giving us
year.
the accolades.
I don't. Yeah, it's just to me. These teams like just keep giving bulletin board material to the Chiefs. Like, when are you going to learn? I don't know. We'll take it though. You know the
you guys
Chiefs. They,
Bogarting a flag for Laney. You guys got Laney's flag. What's going on?
we
You
gotta
already
get
got
those.
your
Don't
flag.
make me come over there.
All right,
Don't
we
make
gotta
me
get
come over
the-
there. Get
we
Laney's
gotta get
flag.
those on. They're on sale till Friday. Make sure you get your Chiefs Kingdom. How about those Chiefs flag this year? Participating at McDonald's, it goes to the Ronald McDonald House, which is a really cool and worthwhile
Good charity.
charity, and all the money stays here locally in Kansas City to help people that need it. McDonald's, $5. They're charging $10 online. I saw for the flag, which
30 on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh,
You're out of
no.
state.
yeah. I mean, I always try to buy
It's rough.
I always try to buy as many as they'll sell me, right? Sometimes they're like, no, you can't. We're not going to sell you 20. But we try to get Bo his, and we
Thank you
usually
in
get
advance. Appreciate it.
we usually have a few extra for giveaways throughout the season for things like CKL Pick'em League winners, and again, if you follow us before each game each Sunday. I don't even think the Chiefs, I don't know how many times they play on Sunday this year, but day of Chiefs game, make sure if you're following us on social media, you find a post and give your score prediction. If you nail it right on the dot, we'll be mailing you some free Chiefs stuff. So trying to get that 1,000 subscribers mark. Gosh, no, we might just have to end up giving that jersey away if Pacheco has a big game or something. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe, because we might just get a little antsy here and just end up firing that sucker off to somebody anyway. So
we want to give away some swag. So tell a
right.
friend about our YouTube channel. Have them subscribe.
Yeah.
We're close. We're like 80 something away.
Send
from
them the
giving
link,
away this
man.
jersey.
Send them the link. Yeah, no, Jeremy, you're right there. They are awesome. So I don't know, anything else you guys want to get to? We miss anything? Anybody in the chat got anything they want to ask or talk
We kind
about?
of skirted around it. We started talking about our Chiefs games. Is there any other non-Chiefs games you guys are looking forward to either this week or this year that like is really catching your eye? Either or, it doesn't have to be.
I mean,
both,
that week
but-
one Bills Ravens game,
Yeah.
it is a big one. I guess it depends on who you think is the bigger competition for the Chiefs in the AFC this year. I'll be rooting for. I'll probably be pulling for the Ravens, as much as it pains me to say that in that game, just because I think their schedule is going to be tougher than the Bills. And
Me too.
if the Bills
Still
can
gonna go
get
for the
an
Ravens.
early L, man, that's I think that could be huge. I want to say that game's in Buffalo, week one. Ravens at Bills.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the Sunday night game.
Sunday Night Football. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that game. I'm trying to think. I mean, Jags.
Oh,
Colts,
we got the
Jags,
Steelers.
Colts, week
Steelers
2.
at the Jets, man.
Yeah, Steelers, Jets. I was like Colts, Jags, week 7. I'm looking forward to
Steelers,
Aaron
that.
Rodgers,
game's gonna be
Aaron
funny.
Rodgers revenge
Aaron
game.
Rodgers debacle.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
interesting.
I don't know.
And the irony if he goes out and blows his other Achilles 4 plays in.
I mean, I think the
obviously-
odds that pretty.
Obviously,
pretty
it's got to
slim.
be Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, right? That's got to be the big one this week.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Lions Packers game. I think that'll be a big determinant of the NFC right there. Like, well,
Yeah,
not a
that
big
could be a big
determinant
one.
week one, but like, it's one of those head-to-head competitions that at the end of the year, those two teams might be battling it out for
Right.
seeding. So
Yeah, I heard some persuasive arguments from people about the Packers winning the division over the Lions this year. I picked the Lions, and I'm sticking with my
they
pick.
just
but-
got Micah Parsons. I think
Yeah.
that happened right after we ended our
man.
show last week, right? Like that's a big move. So I think I picked the Lions to win and the Packers to make it. And I feel like I'm still picking that, but like, oh man, I almost want to switch those. Like still both teams making those playoffs, but man, the Packers' chances just got so much better.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions get a bunch of good guys back healthy, though, too. You think about how good they were last year and how, like, their record they had with the amount of players that they lost to injury. So they've lost some coordinators, and so we'll see what they do there. I don't think the Bears are much of a factor in that division. We went through the divisions, like I said earlier. Last week's
Yeah,
show,
we'll
if you
see.
haven't
We'll see,
watched
Jeremy.
that, go back
We'll
and
see.
check it out. Yeah, the Micah Parsons thing, I feel the Cowboys, you probably should have kept him, but you maybe should have got more than 2 first-round picks for him. But at the same time, man, that's a lot of money to pay a linebacker. I mean, I get it that the guy
A lot of money.
rushes the quarterback, and it was like him and Reggie White or something, like the only players with at least 12 sacks or more in their first 4 seasons. But that kind of money for a linebacker, that the Cowboys' run defense was garbage. I don't think he's all that great against the run. I mean, he can rush the passer. I don't know enough about his game. I don't watch enough Cowboys football to say definitively he's a one-trick pony, man. But I don't know.
Yeah, he disappears a lot in big games too, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think the Packers probably got the better end of that trade, but it's not as lopsided or as foolish as it was made out to be by a lot of the hot take people or the so-called experts, right? Online.
I don't know why this is dumb. I'm blanking on the dude that went to the Rams, the badass defensive guy. Stacked. Who's the commanded the most money for forever? Like he went to the Rams. McDonald, right? Yeah, Aaron McDonald. That's what this reminds me of, right? Like
Aaron Donald,
or Aaron Donald. Sorry, Aaron McDonald.
He was on the Rams the whole time, wasn't he?
Was he on the Rams? No, he was.
I'm pretty sure he played for the Rams.
I don't know if they drafted him or not, but
I thought he got traded to the Rams and had like that blockbuster deal.
They won Super Bowl.
Kind of reset.
You may be thinking of Jalen Ramsey. Didn't they give up like 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey?
They did do that.
Ramsey.
They gave up like 2 first-round picks for like 10 players. They're like,
always a Ram. Yeah, sure. But like, all right, they gave him that blockbuster deal that kind of like reset the market for that position. This is what that reminds me of, right? Like
the Chris Jones deal.
That's how much of a needle mover Micah Parsons is, right? Like,
right.
You can critique his run defense all you want to, but like when you blow up the quarterback that many times and eliminate that many plays in a game, like it's I think it's worth every penny.
I don't. I think that if you can get 2 first-round picks and not saddle your team with $47 million for one defensive player like per year, I think that's a win personally.
Especially when you're already paying Dak like $50 million a year, right? You're going to have 2 guys
60.
making almost fit. You got 2 guys making $100 million or more.
And then they're trying to pay CD too,
Ooh,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
Who's
Man, it really reminds me of like when Tyreek left, though. You're just like, dude, really? We got rid of that guy on that team? Like,
right?
Like we as the Cowboys, but like, it feels like that big of a move. I mean, it is that big of a move, though.
Well, he's making like 50% more per year than what Tyreek got.
Right.
Who
you guys got tomorrow night?
Is it Cowboys Eagles, right?
Cowboys Eagles, first game of the year.
I know who I'll be hoping wins.
Right.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Cowboys win. Yeah, the Eagles, right? I mean, they didn't get any worse. I think they're going to be just as competitive as they were last year. Yeah, they're fine under the big show, under the big lights. I think we see a dominant Eagles performance.
I think you'll see some regression out of Saquon. Those 2,000-yard seasons, like, I mean, he's not. It's not like he's going to suck, but
that was like what, one of like 2 years in his entire career he's been able to stay healthy all year.
Right.
He's been an often injured player too. So
yeah, so I think they play a pretty hard version of football that's hard on their players. So I mean, not that I hope anybody gets injured. You know what I mean? But
definitely don't want anybody not rooting for any injuries. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be good to see football's back tomorrow night. Looking forward to watching.
You can tell Lainey's not an Eagles fan. She spelled Eagles correctly.
Oh yeah.
What did that?
EGLSES.
That was like the mayor too. Philadelphia can't spell Eagles.
It still surprises me how many people can't spell Eagles, and it's like their one chant. Like, come on, guys.
Right. Well, it's like the national mascot too for the country. It's like an eagle. It's not that hard a word to spell, is it? I mean, there's the band that's famous. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of like Eagle stuff out there.
There's a lot of cultural references where
you should have seen it enough, like growing up, right, through your course of your life, to where it should be imprinted into your brain, like how to spell Eagles. And then people were making the memes, fly Eagles, fly and stuff. Dude, that shit was funny as hell.
Like this is.
Maybe they were trying to spell eaglet. I don't know. I mean, it was bad luck. But I picked the Cowboys in last week's show to win that division. A little bit out of spite for the Eagles, but also the Eagles are like 1 year removed from barely making the playoffs and getting stomped by the Buccaneers in the wild card round, and people saying their coach should be fired. So this idea that they're like some can't miss powerhouse gonna dominate. They're in prime dynasty mode. I don't think that's necessarily like a guarantee either, right? I mean, there's a chance they have some regression, especially Jalen Hurts he's a guy that's had injuries in his career. I mean, Saquon, if he goes down, like I said, or he comes back to earth a little bit, I mean, that's just was an unbelievable season that the guy has. Really hard to replicate that. I mean, even if you get 1,700 yards, it's still 300 or 400 yards shy of where he was at last year. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to pick. I'll be picking the Eagles. This is their home game.
Okay.
All
right.
But
so you're going to go with the Cowboys to win that
later
division
in the season,
still,
man,
too?
I think
I picked the Eagles to win, but
No, Nick picked the Eagles win. I'm not going to change my picks now, although it was funny. I picked the Cowboys, and I was like, that might be it was kind of an intentionally silly pick a little bit. And
yeah, sure.
Like
I mean,
it was a little bit.
There was an argument to be made.
It was a little bit despite the Eagles, and then like I pick them, and then I get off the show, and I'm looking at my phone the next morning.
Micah Parsons was watching
like,
the show.
Like, Mike
yeah,
Parsons.
motherfucker.
Like, of course,
going to Green Bay.
Of course,
this dude Scott said that we're gonna win.
Of course, Cowboys.
Jerry Jones.
Of course, the Cowboys got to do me like that. So, real quick, but I got a fantasy football question for you. I know no one cares, so just quick answer. Someone offered to trade me T. Higgins for DeAndre Swift.
Ooh. Who do you have and who do
I've
they
got
have?
Swift and they have Higgins.
Ooh, I mean, that's intriguing. That's an intrigue.
I know,
it's not
right.
They're not trying to trade rape you, that's for sure.
I like Higgins more personally, but he's the number 2 wide receiver.
The Bengals
Swift
offense for fantasy.
Right. But Higgins has only played like 12 or 13 games the last 2 or 3 years, man. Like he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah, he does get hurt, but when he's there, he's good, right? He's very boomer bust, and when he booms, he booms. So,
right.
Consider it. I'd consider it, buddy.
I'm definitely tossing it around, but I don't know anything else you guys want to get to. I feel like we've hit just about everything there's to hit. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No, I'm ready to.
Everybody watching, really appreciate you. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. We could really use that. That gets you in on that Isaiah Pacheco signed jersey drawing, which, again, we might just get impatient and give it away even before we get to the 1,000 mark. But you've got about, what time is it? 9:30, 10 o'clock. You got a little under 20 hours to go sign up for the CKL Pick'em League. See if you got what it takes to compete with Big Doug's always a big challenger in the Picks League each year, a former winner. Casey Johnson is defending her crown this year, trying to be the first person to go back-to-back in the Pick'em League. Go check us out on X, and you'll see the link. We posted it there a few times. If you want to get into the thing, or maybe just drop like a comment in the chat, we can try and get with you after the show or something somehow. Maybe just an email to we got the ticker there with the email address. Shoot us an email if you're interested in playing in the Pick'em League. It's free, don't cost nothing, and you might win some sweet Chief stuff. Sent the winner out last year a prize pack. Might do something if someone had like a perfect week, maybe.
John C., didn't you win a prize pack from us once? Not from Pick'em Leagues, but I feel like John C. was one of those winners.
I feel like he got the Travis Kelce one when Travis broke some record, which breaks so many records. But
one of them.
Yeah, you can find us on social media or the email address there if you want to get in the Picks League. Hit us up. We will make sure to send you the link. Chiefs they're in Brazil. They have landed the first touchdown of the season. Many more to come in Brazil to take on the Los Angeles Chargers, looking to start 1-0 and put that pressure, man. Put that pressure right out the gate on those Los Angeles Chargers. Let them know, hey, man, like we're still the hunted. You're still hunting us. Chiefs are still the team to beat. Going for that 10th straight. That'd be a sweet division championships t-shirt too. 10 in a row, 10 straight.
Oof. I can see him now.
Man, it'd be awesome. So really looking forward to spending this season with everybody. It just makes the season of being a Chiefs fan that much more fun. Show is not the same without y'all. So Really appreciate you joining us each week. Really appreciate you interacting, following us. Check us out, like I said, on social media. Check us out during the week. We'll be back next Wednesday, hopefully talking about a Chiefs win, and the home opener will be on the horizon too. We'll break that game down against the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles at Arrowhead Stadium. Until next week, let's go Chiefs!
All right, let's go Chiefs!
Go Chiefs!
Thank you.